Okay, Booktube-A-Thon is finally over. Not that it was a burden or anything like that, but it's just a week of craziness and you're just like, when is it gonna end? Am I gonna be able to sleep at a normal hour ever again? It's just like, oh, now we can relax, take a deep breath, you know, and just be like, whew. That was a good week of reading, marathoning, no sleeping. The Booktube-A-Thon is over and now it's just time to wrap everything up. I did an update for every day, although 6 and 7 I did mash them up together because you saw what happened. I'm happy to give you this video of wrapping everything up and showing you what I read for 7 whole days of Booktube-A-Thon. On day 1 of Booktube-A-Thon, I read A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I absolutely adored this book. It was fantastic. The writing was so nice, and the story was not at all what I thought it was going to be about. First of all, I didn't know what it was going to be about. There was some monster, that's all I knew. And this boy, that's all I knew. So going into this blind was a really good idea. I absolutely loved it. First read of Booktube-A-Thon went great. Loved it. Absolutely a new favorite book of mine. I'm really happy I got to read it during Booktube-A-Thon because then it just really pushed me to keep on reading it without stopping, and it was just fantastic. I hope you guys are able to read this someday because it's really just a really nice story to get to know, I guess. On day 2 of Booktube-A-Thon, I started reading the 5th Sailor Moon Pretty Guardians book, and this is a manga, so it's a really fast read. You know, it's full of pictures and little bubbles, speech bubbles. So it was a really fun, quick read for Booktube-A-Thon. Last year I read the 3rd Sailor Moon Pretty Guardians manga during Booktube-A-Thon, and like I said in my TBR pile, I'm gonna make this a little tradition, I think, to read a Sailor Moon manga each year during Booktube-A-Thon because, you know, it's just really fun to read them and they're super quick and super fun, and I just love Sailor Moon, so why not read a Sailor Moon manga during Booktube-A-Thon every year? I think it's a brilliant idea. Also on the 2nd day of Booktube-A-Thon, I picked up the Bane Chronicles and I read the last story of this, and it is called The Voicemails of Magnus Bane, I think. It was hilarious. You had Jace and Izzy and Alec and Clary and Simon just, no, not Jace, I lied. Jace did not send a voicemail. They were just sending loads of voicemails to Magnus Bane about Alec, and it was just hilarious and I loved it. I'm so glad I got to read one of these. I started reading What Happened in Peru and I just wasn't enjoying it. Woof! So I'm glad I got to start this book. Obviously I only read one story. It was really short, like 30 pages. But I'm really glad that I got to dive into this book, start it, and, you know, just start loving Magnus Bane all over again. Also on day 2 of Booktube-A-Thon, I picked up Amulet Volume 1. Book 1. Is it Volume 1? No, Book 1. Book 1 of Amulet, and it's called The Stonekeeper. Oh my goodness, this was so good, and I love the pictures, the illustrations, excuse me, and I can't wait to pick up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because I really enjoyed the story. It's so cute. I love the characters and like the little robot things that the man in the story built, and it's just really cute. And why do graphic novels have to be so expensive? It's like $14 for this and it took me a half hour to read. It's too expensive, man. Again, I absolutely loved it. Yeah, really happy that I got to pick this up. Then on day 3 of Booktube-A-Thon, I started reading The Heir, and I believe I got like maybe like this much done. No, I can't remember how much I got done in the first day. Probably like close to half, I think, that I got done on day 3, and I really enjoyed The Heir. I finished it on day 4. It was fantastic. I mean, I love Elin and I love Kyle and I love them together, and I just can't wait to see what happens in the 2nd book, the last one, I guess. And I kind of want to read the selection now, but I don't know if I'll like it as much as The Heir because it's not the same characters, right? And oh man, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So happy that I picked it up. Can't wait for the last one. Like I said, on day 4, I finished The Heir, and on day 5, I started reading Shatter Me, and in my update, I was like, I don't know if I'll finish it, because I only read like 76 pages. Oh, I had to burp. I only read like 76 pages on day 5. I wasn't enjoying it that much, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to continue on with it, but you guys were like, no, you gotta keep reading it, it gets better, and then I was like, oh, I don't know. On day 6, I woke up and I barely read. I think I read maybe like 10 pages of this book, didn't really feel like reading it at all. I was like, I'm not gonna continue on with this book, man. So what I did, just so that I could say I read, I picked up Cheese Sweet Home, the volume 1, and this was a really fun, quick read. It's about a cat being adopted into this house, and it's a kitten, and he just learns how to survive in a house, where to go poop, and where to sleep, and you know, all these kitten stuff that kittens do. And it was so fun. I could really relate to having my cat, because everything that she does, my cat did, and it was just hilarious and really fun to read, and I really like the pictures as well. They're really cute, and it was just a really fun read to get out of that Shatter Me slump, I guess, because I read The Heir and I was still like in a mourning period for The Heir, because I really loved it and I really want to continue with it, but I can't because there's nothing after yet. This just really helped boost up my spirits and made me want to keep on reading for Booktube-A-Thon. So on day 7, at midnight, day 7, we're at 000 hours on day 7, I had to go to work because I worked a night shift on Sunday. Like Sunday morning until Sunday at 8 in the morning, and I brought Shatter Me with me. I was like, I will read this book. I will finish it during the night, and I did. I completed it, and let me just say, it felt so good to finish this book and have it off my shelf. And it did pick up after like the first 100 pages. Stuff started to happen more, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, it's too insta-lovey for me. I mean, Adam and Juliet don't know each other, okay? They knew each other 7 years ago when Juliet was still at school. And he never talked to her at school, and she never spoke to him at school either. So they don't know each other. How could they possibly be in love with each other? It doesn't add up. And Warner pisses me off. How do people love Warner? I don't know. If something happens in the next 2 books where Juliet falls in love with Warner, I swear, it doesn't make any sense. How could you possibly fall in love with a guy that is torturing you and making you kill people? I don't understand. Is Warner like a psych? He's like Sebastian. He's like the Sebastian. Exactly like Sebastian. He's crazy and he loves her and he wants her to fall in love with him. But how could you possibly do that? He's evil, okay? He's torturing people. And, man, it doesn't add up for me. I don't get it. So I give it like a 3.25, let's say. 3.25, that's what I would give this book. So then, the last book that I read on day 7 of Booktube-A-Thon was the Infernal Devices Clockwork Angel manga. I picked this up in chapters and I read it. And let me just say, it was really fun reading this. You don't get the whole details of everything, but it still works. It works with this because you have the pictures to tell you what's going on, you know? The reason why I wanted to read this was because I want to read Clockwork Prince again, the real book, but I didn't necessarily want to read the whole Clockwork Angel book again, so this is the perfect way just to refresh my memory of everything that went on in the book and just get the little details, you know, so I could dive right in Clockwork Prince again and fall in love with Jem again. Jem is bae, okay? You know I love Jem. So I really enjoyed this. Super happy I got to read it again. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to read Clockwork Prince, and I think I might read the manga after. Because I want to read like the real book, you know, get the full effect of it again, and then read. Why am I talking about this? This is not a TBR pile. Okay. Okay! So now I'm going to go over the challenges that I completed for Booktube-A-Thon. The first one that I completed was read a book with blue on the cover. And if I could find it again, it's somewhere, I don't know where it went. For the book with blue on the cover, I read A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. For a book that I read without letting go of it, I read Amulet, Volume 1. For an author with the same letter as your last name, I read The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. 2 C's, that's like double points right here, okay? For the last book I bought, I read Amulet, Volume 1. For a book I really wanted to read, I read The Air by Kira Cass. For someone else's favorite book, I'm gonna pick Shatter Me. I'm sure this is somebody else's favorite book. I'm not sure who, maybe one of you guys, this is your favorite book. So I'm sure somewhere in the world that this is somebody else's favorite book. I don't know her or him personally, but I don't care. I'm picking it for this one. I'm saying it counts. And the last challenge reads 7 books. I have The Bane Chronicles, Shatter Me, The Air, Clockwork Angel, Amulet Volume 1, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, Sailor Moon number 5, and last but not least, Cheese Sweet Home Volume 1. So right here I have 8 books. This means I win at everything. I win Booktube-A-Thon, okay? This year I won! Where's my trophy? Booktube-A-Thon started a little rough, only read 1 book during day 1, didn't read at all during day 7. The goal this year was to complete all the challenges, and I did, and let me just say, it feels so good to say that you completed all the challenges. Last year, I only completed like 4, I think, and this year, let me just say, I rocked Booktube-A-Thon. No matter how many books you read this Booktube-A-Thon, I am proud of you. Good job for reading some books this week, okay? That's all that counts. Reading books. So I hope to see you guys next year I hope to see you next year at Booktube-A-Thon. I hope to see your videos next year at Booktube-A-Thon, I guess. And I hope you guys had a great time this week. It was a blast, just reading all the time, because our reader's gonna read all the books. That's it for all the updates of the Booktube-A-Thon books. A week full of updates. They always kill you. I don't know how vloggers do this every day. I get tired after like the 3rd day of doing updates. Because it's film a video, edit, film a video, edit, film a video, edit, film a video, edit. It's just non-stop editing, and I don't know how vloggers do it every single day of every single day. So I will see you guys sometime. I don't know when. I have a few videos in mind, so I'll see you guys soon, okay? Peace out.